The road cooking, as I'm sure many of you touch, is on burlap, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about the materials that you're using. You've got silk, you've got wool, and in
Yeah.
one specific piece,
Yeah.
right there, we have plastic.
Yeah. Okay. So burlap. I can probably see who the runners are when I said the word burlap, because I think we were all told to do not use burlap, and that's sort of embedded. Okay. But these are not for the floor. They're not going to be stepped on, hopefully. And I actually prefer burlap. I like the stiffness. I'm okay if the little hairs come through. I'm okay with them. So, I mean, you know, if I was to make one for the floor, I would use linen, and it stands up better. So, yeah.
And the bubble wrap, let's talk.
Okay. So that's the only piece I cut up bubble wrap. So I didn't get to pop the bubbles. I just cut it up into strips and pulled it through like you would a strip. And it wasn't the easiest thing to hook with, let me tell you. It's stiff. It's super stiff. In hindsight, I should have used something with smaller bubbles, but live and learn. And it doesn't cover up the burlap. I had to put some wool in there. But it gives it kind of a cool look, and that's what I wanted to say, so I had to use that material. In all the other rugs, I try to use secondhand clothing. It's also sari ribbon, which I get from Martina Lazar. You guys know? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And I also email a guy in India, and he also supplies me with the weirdest conversations. Anyways, so yeah, so sari ribbon, I use wool, I use roving, and I used to be kind of bored with backgrounds. Maybe you've experienced that with rug cooking. But if you put in a bunch of different materials, it'll keep you entertained, basically. And it gives a cool look, too, right? I use acid dyes.
Oh, you dyed, so you dye them
I'll
out?
often, yeah, if I can find a nice, like, a beige blazer at a secondhand clothing store and put I use a lot of dye, too. And I've sort of gotten used to, like, and if it doesn't quite turn out the way I wanted, it's okay. Like, I'll just, it's a surprise every time I do dye, which is fun, you know. But there is a way you can control things and, you know, specific formulas, but, yeah. You know what I do? When I color plan, I will grab things and I'll sort of pile it on the floor, and if something stands out, I'll pull it out. So there is a bit of planning, but I don't have like each line planned out. Yeah. And I started doing more, you know, the Grenfell rugs, you know how they have the nice horizontal backgrounds? And I just love the effect of that. Like you see that in the elephant one. I used to do more swirly, like the woman who's the Judy, you know, who won't pick a lane. I used to do more swervy, kind of like Deanna Fitzpatrick. I did take some workshops from her in the very beginning. But yeah, I really like the horizontal look. But yeah, basically, if I see something that didn't, you know, stands out, I pull it out. And yeah, but there is a bit of color planning, but I get bored really easily, so I might start picking up some other colors and yeah.